sometimes, man, you just get to where I can't figure this out. Like help me out. I'm trying to understand, dudes, what the hell is going on? So that's the name of this partnership. You tell me. You tell me.
We're back.
You tell me.
One thing, it's time for you to go on the live. This is cool. I read. You're checking in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from and how you get down.
Tell me.
Oh, now.
You tell me.
You tell me live.
You tell me.
Uncle Neely,
Live.
right hand man, Philip.
You tell me.
Duke the Scoop is
Live.
like traveling right now in Nebraska for a pro day. Hopefully he's going to get a good connection and be able to join us. But if not, we're going to go to the bullpen and call up Big Dog Chico from the producer chair and let him co-host tonight. What is going on, chat? Like I said, if you're just checking in with us, You Tell Me live with Uncle Neely and Philip Dukes, the talk show where we just scratch our heads and say, man, I can't figure this out. You tell me, with subjects we have not prepared for. But one thing we're going to do on this episode of You Tell Me, we got our special guest in with us. We got black man, white coat, Dr. Derek Purchase with us tonight because we got to start off this You Tell Me with Doc. The world gasped simultaneously last night when Juju went down for USC women's basketball, and now it has been announced ACL. Doc, you tell me, what does this mean going forward for her? Talk to us about ACLs. Give us what you got for a pork chop. Chico, we can't hear him.
And I'll say, first, I'd like to take a second just to, talk about the magnitude of her injury, not only for her personally, but for the game of basketball, not only women's basketball, but, the game of basketball. We're talking about a sophomore in college who we've known now for at least 3 years. It's not many athletes that who they are as a high school junior and senior. So, to see her go down, I think it hurts everyone. It's crazy just looking at the game. People stop paying attention to the game. Everybody's on their phones and really just, caught up in that moment. But, as we talked about a couple of weeks back, we had Kyrie Irving go down with an ACL tear. And now here we are a couple of weeks later, and one of the biggest stars in college basketball, in basketball in general, is down. So just kind of what, I saw, she's coming down the court, she's being defended, she gets bumped on her left side, and she takes an awkward step. And as soon as that leg plants in the ground, you can see it give. So what happened, just kind of the science behind it, she planted her right leg in the ground, and you see it collapse inward. We call that valgus. And as soon as it collapsed inward, she goes down. So at that point, that's probably when the ACL snapped as well, maybe even the MCL. So we don't have all the details now. They've come out and mentioned ACL, as we talked about before. Does she have a meniscus tear? Does she have a MCL tear? What else is going on inside the knee? We really don't know yet.
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah, Doc go ahead,
go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it.
All right, Doc, you when you're watching these kind of events on TV and based on your carrier, live ain't live no more. Let's put it that way. It's a slight delay,
Right.
but you pretty much text me right like when it happened. Was there something you saw in the awkwardness of the replay that kind of from your profession as an orthopedic surgeon just said, yeah, I see what it was, or were you kind of hoping for the best? What goes through like the physician mind when you see it? Because everything don't mean the worst case, but like you text me like spot on.
Yeah. So I always hope for the best. And I tell my athletes, hopefully I'm wrong. But when I see someone coming down and that leg plants and automatically you go down, and she's tough. I mean, 2 nights ago, she sprains her ankle, limps back, pops a 3 and keeps playing. So when you see someone go down in that much pain, and the first thing she grabs is her knee. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then they play the replay because, it happened like it was a boom, boom. She gets bumped. She's on the ground. So I'm like, okay, what just happened? And then they showed the replay. And as soon as I saw that right foot hit the ground and cave in, I was like, wow, that's an ACL until proven otherwise.
Doc, when you think about like the ACLs, the MCL tears, and when you get into professional sports, those are injuries, especially in the NFL. I can't speak for the WNBA, but for the NFL, those are injuries that don't scare people as much because there's a history of coming back.
Yeah.
In basketball, you see a guy like Baron Davis. I always talk about how Baron Davis tore his ACL and came back jumping higher. Mm-hmm. What is it about those ACL tears that allows people to get back and kind of just pointing to maybe a silver lining that it's an injury that she'll be able to come back from? What is it about the ACL and the rehab that allows people to come back so strongly?
So I say ACLs are probably one of the most closely studied injuries from a scientific standpoint. I mean, we know now the science behind how long it takes for the graft to heal in. We know which muscles you need to focus on. We know at what point you should be doing certain things. So it's a very scientific, very well studied part of sports medicine. Now, if you rewind 30, 40 years ago, your career was completely over. But now the technology has advanced so much where we can do the surgeries better and they can rehab them better. So, many times you're able to get back. But I would say probably about 85 to 90% of the people will get to their pre-injury state, but not everybody. And that's, you never know. You could have an infection. You could have a graft re-tear. We always we say, okay, they'll be back in X amount of time, but we never leave room for anything to go wrong.
Yeah, I think, Doc, that what we've seen in these injuries, and that's why we love having you the expert on, there's sometimes during a season or during a training camp, like it happening this particular day or month is much better than this particular because of the time it takes to come back.
Right.
Well, with this essentially being late March, early April from a surgery recovery standpoint, like one could expect that she's not going to play basketball in 2025, because we're 3 months in going into the fourth month. And so you probably won't see her on a court playing ball until literally January, February 2026. What is that about right timeline wise?
I'd say I would give her at least 9 to 12 months. And to be honest, do we need to see Juju again as a college athlete to know what she can do as a pro? So I'm her agent. We're taking our time to get back to being 100% before putting her back on the court, because she's proven all to me, all to the world. I think everybody know who she is as a star, as a player. Now she has to really just take the time for herself to get healthy.
And Dukes, let me throw one from the chat to him. Maya asks, her surgery took place quickly. Does that mean it's a lower grade tear? What is it about the speed that the surgery takes place or how soon it takes place as it correlates to what type of injury it is?
So I didn't see where her surgery has already taken place. Typically, what we do is try to get the inflammation down as well as get range of motion and your ambulation back to normal. We want you at least walking around normal. Now, everyone's a little different, and especially when you have as much spotlight on as Juju does, sometimes things change a little bit. Now, I don't think that means that it's less. I think they just might have a different algorithm for doing the surgery. But more than likely, if she had more than one ligament, you probably would delay it a little bit more. So hopefully that's something to be optimistic about.
Doc, are there any exercises or things that people can do to help prevent ACL tears?
Yeah, so we call it neuromuscular training. So it's a lot of hops, jumps, landing, proper cutting techniques. We really emphasize that in adolescent sports, especially for young ladies, because we know that young ladies are at 4 to 5 times higher risk of having an ACL tear than males that play the same sport, especially those that are playing high. The highest sports that we see it in, soccer, basketball for females. So we would like to get them into these training as well as hamstring strengthening. Many times you go to the gym, you work on your quads. So a lot of people are what we call quad dominant, but their hamstrings and their hip girdles are really weak. And one thing, when that knee collapses, your hips play a large role in that too.
One last question. A lot of people are either right side dominant or left side dominant. And you don't really realize it until you get into a position where you have to realize, like, hey, my left side isn't as strong as my right side. Is there any correlation between being a dominant side or a dominant hand, dominant leg jumper, or dominant hand player and injuries when it comes to not, I guess, properly, balancing how much you work out, or giving your left side more work than or your weak side more work than the strong side?
So I won't say necessarily hand dominance, but a lot of times you are one side more dominant than the other. So you have to really make sure that you're focusing on building, and that's why cross training is so important. That's why having a true off season is important. And now I was telling someone earlier, what I don't like about where we are with female basketball right now is that people will finish their college whole season, and within 4 weeks they're having a draft and they're starting another season. So where's the downtime? And we already know, like we mentioned, female athletes are more at risk, and the more exposure you have on the court, the more likely you're going to be injured. So why are we subjecting people who are at the highest risk to have to play these back-to-back seasons, and then you'll finish the WNBA season and maybe go overseas to play again? So what is that really about?
Yeah. If you are just checking in with us, it is You Tell Me, Tuesday Night Live with Uncle Neely and Philip Deuce, a.k.a. Deuce Scoop. Special guest joined us for the early segment. We like to call him Black Man White Coat. Dr. Derek B., orthopedic surgeon. Everyone saw last night the injury, women's basketball to Juju, and we're just discussing the ACL and what that means. And one of the things, Doc, that you brought out when I asked about the timeline, 9 to 12 months, and how that puts you into literally 2026 calendar year. I think I know you're not her agent, but from a physician standpoint, and what you just articulated, how these schedules mesh, why? Just take your time, get it right, and go to WNBA.
Right.
Because other than, I think she was even this year maybe 50 points shy of a season record in point score. We're not going to get that because you won't play again this year. But other than some personal record goals out there, she has proven everything she needs to prove. Now it's just time to prove that she can come back and be 100% plus.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And, I think everybody's rooting to see her get back. The game of basketball is not the same without her on the court. The rest of the tournament is not the same. It's crazy that she went down and her commercials are still playing throughout the whole game. I mean, it's not even basketball commercials. She's the real deal.
Yeah. And I'll say this as a rule perspective, Dukes, in the NBA, you have a clear path foul. You can't impede somebody's direct path to the basket if they're in front of you by grabbing them from behind, that kind of thing. But there's another rule in basketball, and it's about an equal right to the same space on the floor. The defender was side by side with her, gave her a hip check foul. It was a foul, no doubt, but to me, it wasn't the dirty kind of foul where someone's trying to injure you. And I know that during the handshake line post game, and when the other young lady from Mississippi State would come in the game, she was getting the chorus of boos. I didn't see anything, guys, that just said, oh, man, that's a dirty play. It just looked like a freak accident from a pretty common foul.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because as soon as, you mentioned she got hurt, and the next trip down the court, we're booing. And then a couple of trips later, we're booing. And it's sad because in sports, who knows what kind of calls or threats she got today. And it was a basketball play. I didn't see anything malicious about it. She gets bumped, she makes an awkward step, and she goes down. However, some people will definitely hold her responsible for injuring the major star in basketball.
When we talk about NFL, we talk about football, you always hear about non-contact injuries.
Right.
Is there a disparity between non-contact injuries as far as ACL goes and between football and basketball? Like, is it different, or is football a little bit different because of the way they cut and the way the game is played?
So we say in general that ACL tears are about 70% non-contact. And many times you'll see, even when a receiver catches the ball and they stick their foot in the ground, they just fall down. So a lot of times, even in football, you're not getting hit. Now, I would consider last night a contact injury. I mean, her body position changed because of the impact that she took on her left side. So even though no one fell into her right knee, her mechanics were off because of the contact that she got. But typically, you'll just see someone land. A pure non-contact is when someone lands from a rebound and that knee just collapses in and gives out, or you see that receiver coming across and they stick their foot in the ground. I think maybe when Odell tore his, you stick your foot in the ground and you just off of it real quick, and everybody's like, what happened? And you're gone.
And that's why I'm considering it from my lens a common foul, not a dirty play, because when she got bumped on the left side, it just coincidentally her left was off the ground, so it put all the weight on the right knee and it kind of wobbled. Well, Dukes, when a person has the ball, they'll also initiate that same content offensively to a defender, putting more weight on one leg than the other. And so, shout out to Juju and what she's going through the surgery, but also shout out to the young lady who quote unquote caused it, because I don't think it was something deliberate that she should be attacked for or getting threats for. This is, a tournament, it's sports. I didn't see something where she was like head hunting and, went at her neck or something. It was just a foul that the worst thing could have happened from.
Yeah, I agree.
And Doc, if you had one exercise that you could pick for rehab for anybody, whether it be football, basketball, after a torn ACL, which exercise do you think is the most important or the most impactful for rebuilding that strength in the knee?
So I'd say probably some proprioceptive exercises, because you'll get your strength back. Meaning,
Chico, you got to hit that horn on that big word. That's a bomb.
So what I mean by that is knowing where your body is in space. So when you land, when you get ready to cut, knowing how your body reacts. And we can do that by multiple hops and jumps. We do a lot of jumping for distance, single leg hops, double leg hops, hopping and stunning it in place and then exploding off of it. So those activities are usually what is like in that final phase to get you ready to get back on the court.
Okay. Doc, before we let you get it here, I got one more for you. I've noticed around my football days when I see an ACL happen, and of course, when it happens, you're not aware it was an ACL, at least not from my layman's eye. Same thing with last night. But one of the things I often see is this grabbing of the area, right? So this seemingly insurmountable pain.
Yeah.
And then after a little while goes on, you even see some people get up and put weight on it and then find out it's the ACL, had to have surgery. What is it about that initial tear that is so painful, but then 5 minutes later you can walk on it, but then 6 hours later you got to have surgery? Like what happens in the process of it tearing that it goes from the image you see to being able to even stand on it?
Yeah, so initially what people will often tell me, they'll come in and say, I felt 2 or 3 pops, and then my knee just completely gave out on me. And I think that initial pop and that pain of when the ligament tears, the bones kind of hit to each other, that's very painful, as well as feeling that popping, tearing in your knee. So after about probably 30 minutes or so, swelling's going to start. So you might be able to move around, and then I'll see someone getting on the bus or getting on a plane. I'm like, uh-oh, that knee's already swollen. And the next day, for sure, they're going to be really stiff. So sometimes the best exam you might get is when they're laying right there on the court before they start to stiffen up and guard against it. But it's really the swelling that takes place in that first couple of hours that really, you have to get that down before they're moving well.
Well, Doc, as always, brother, we appreciate your time and appreciate your partnership under the Pregame Network umbrella. This is one of those instances where we're happy to have the partnership with you. But also, man, we really wish we didn't see you so much, because we don't want these injuries happen all the time. But throughout the season, he's going to be on with medical reports. And when injuries happen such as this, bringing us the latest analysis of what that player is going through and enduring and how they're going to get back on their feet. Doc, we appreciate you. Let the folks know where they can find you and your podcast in between time.
Yeah, so my podcast, Time Out with the Sports Doctor, you can find me on YouTube, as well as all places where podcasts are played. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Dr. Derek, the Sports Doctor. Check me out. Be glad to connect with you. Be glad to talk injuries or whatever with you.
My man, Dr. B, in Fanu Pie, black man, white coat. Until next time, we see you, brother. Appreciate you. Deuce to Scoop.
Yo.
Hey, man, we had to start off, you tell me, with that report from the special doctor talking about a special player, man. I don't like to see women cry, man, but it's so hard to watch a pretty one cry, too.
Boy, you crazy.
Juju laying down there last night, took something out of Unc, man. I felt like I was down there with it. Took something out of old Unc.
No, man, she's, a phenomenal player. From everything that's put out in the media, an even better person. So you hate to see that. And, the basketball fans were robbed of seeing, the rest of the tournament with her being in it, because you just see how she's played the entire year. And but hopefully, like Doc said, you know, it's one of those injuries where there's so much science around it that hopefully she can make a recovery to her pre-injury status. Because
Absolutely.
I mean, she best in the country, hands down, right? So,
Yeah, I mean,
no, man, I hate it, man.
You talk about just coming up, man. I'm 53, and I can remember when open heart surgery was a death knell, and people be home in 2 or 3 days after now. So
Yeah.
it's medical science and the way this progressed and the way we deal with these injuries and the rehab from them. I do just think it's important for a competitive athlete like herself, and I know, you know, she has a strong resolve as well as her family and her handlers, but we all know this is a 9 to 12 month deal. And there ain't no need trying to be Aaron Rodgers and anybody else. Just shut it down for 2025, man. This is next February, next March, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's the toughest part, right? When you have a true competitor. And I think the hardest person to sell on any of that's going to be Juju.
Yeah.
I think she wants that natty. You know, she wants to solidify herself as that player. You know, that she can live up to the billing that she's gained and the recognition that she's gained. And I think, you know, it's one of those things where if you can sell it to her in the right way, you frame it like you want to protect her from herself. But I know as the competitor that she is, man, she's gonna be scratching at the bit trying to get back right.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is You Tell Me. It's Tuesday night, so you know we're coming live. It is your main man, Uncle Neely, with Philip Deuce the Scoop. I'm gonna start it off with a You Tell Me because I know you've been on the road. You tell me, what was Nebraska's pro day like?
Man, it was I'll say there's not a lot of high end talent. When I say high end, you're talking first round, second round guys, but a lot of depth there. And you can see what Nebraska is building, right? They're another program that, like Colorado, they had to go back and raise the bottom level in order to become a more reputable program. And I think they've done that. They're excited about a lot. Got to chop it up with my guy Addison Williams, who was the DC at UCF, straight out of College Park, man. For him to be able to go bounce back the way he did, great to see him. And I think that he's really excited. And from what he's saying, they're really excited about that secondary coming back next year. And they're another team that's going to be active in the spring. Everybody's talking about the spring portal. This spring portal is about to be crazy. There's not a whole lot out there, but when you see like the guys who have already kind of made it clear that they'll be jumping in the portal, Nebraska is like, shoot, man, you know, hey, dudes, don't take them out of Colorado. That's the running word. Don't take them out of Colorado from Atlanta, dudes. So it was a great experience being able to be around, ask some questions, and I'll say this: one thing I did was able to pull away, just me talking to some NFL guys at Pro Day was, everybody like, you know, we're watching these mock drafts and we're saying, oh, it's Shadura falling and all of this. They ain't paying no attention to no mock draft, dog. They don't care nothing about it, bro. Like their board is their board, and the only people that know their board are the people that are in there. And people say who they like and who they don't at times, but I would say this to the Colorado fans: don't allow the mock draft or anyone who has an opinion about where people will go, allow that to be the end all be all when you form your opinion of where you think one of these players with Colorado goes.
Absolutely. So on you, baby brother.
Man, let's say you tell me, so we know we're in the Sweet 16.
Absolutely.
Also, Sweet 16 women. You tell me, after all the beatdowns that were leveled out by higher end competition in the women's game, do you think that the NCAA tournament, women's tournament, needs to be shortened, or it needs to be less teams to get more parity, or to get more competitive games when it comes to the tournament?
You know, had you asked me that, excellent question. Had you asked me that 5 years ago, I probably would have said lessen the number. But because of what NIL collectives and now revenue sharing is going to do for college sports across the board, I'm going to quote my man Lee Corso and say, not so fast, my friend. Because I think you're about 2 years away, 3 years away, 4 years away from women's basketball having parity across the board, which is going to be the good thing for the WNBA. The WNBA has long time suffered because of the feeder program to its system. You know, you didn't have every college team, female team with 2 or 3 dogs on it that were going pro. You were lucky if you had one, and most teams you didn't even have that. Well, now when you look at the top 25 in college basketball on the women's side, you know, everybody's got 2 and 3 future, not overseas pros, WNBA pros on their roster, which is only going to aid in the next product getting better. So I think that parity will come. You know, I think you just have to be patient with it. There's going to be upgrades in coaching, upgrades in funding, upgrades in recruiting, which is only going to lead to a better product. You tell me.
I think if I had, based on this year, I only really saw one competitive game, but the 1 through 3 seeds, they steamrolled everybody.
Yeah.
Like, so I think if based on this year, being a prisoner of the moment, I would say maybe you can cut it down to 32, right? But like you said, like just like how we talked about how the parity was going to come in basketball with the SEC based on, you know, the NIL landscape, and now with revenue sharing, there's the traditional blue, like Tennessee ain't Tennessee. Duke ain't the Duke of the past. Like there are going to be new teams that arise, and people are going to stay home. And as the game spreads, as you look at the Angel Reeses and the ambassadors of the women's game, you're going to get more girls who would have played soccer or softball playing basketball.
Absolutely.
And so as the talent pool continues to expand, I think eventually the parity is going to come because it's just going to be too many good players. So I think as a prisoner of the moment, yes, you should probably cut it down. But to your point, which I agree with, like the game is just going to continue to grow, like unrivaled. Like it's so much to love about the women's game that it's going to continue to expand. And I would think that the parity is going to come.
Man, I hadn't even considered that, man. Excellent point. I love having intellectual conversations with hood ninjas. You high level on both sides of the coin, because I'm gonna tell you, I had not stopped to consider what women's soccer and its promotion did to women's basketball the past 20, 25 years.
Yeah,
and now women's basketball is about to catch back up, where you're going to have little girls in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade who 20 years ago migrated and wanted to play soccer. You had the advent of the soccer moms. You know, now you're going to have basketball moms because of what's taking place in women's basketball. You're going to, you know, because of Juju with the bun on the head and the Angel Reeses, you know, the baddies playing ball. You're going to have little girls growing up wanting to be ball players and not just soccer players. I hadn't considered that. I think that's an excellent point. You mind if we stay with basketball?
I'm good. Look, who?
You know, I asked you like that because it's like you're going to eat your cornbread. Don't get him in your cornbread.
Shout out to Chico, man.
Yeah,
Sound
Chico.
man in the building.
Oh, no. We back.
Chico, I sent a graphic up with some shots over the past 20 years. You should have a graphic. Let me see if the producer is on it. Producer might not be on it. Sound man be on it. Producer.
Sound man on it, but yeah. What kind of shots? Let me see. Okay, I got it for you. I got it right here. I got it right here.
I know
For some reason, I thought it was something else, but here we go.
Yeah, ain't no telling what you thought it was. Dukes, I want you to look at this before I get you tell me. I want the chat to study this. This is not all the shots. This is the top 200 shot locations in the NBA, 2001 and 02. Look at that. And look at the top 200 shots in 2019 to 20. You tell me, Dukes, will the NBA ever have a mid-range jumper again?
Right. I don't know, man. Like it's bad, dog. The guys who I tell you what, the guys who do have a mid-range game are at an advantage today. It's so hard to get those points in the paint. And for somebody to be able to say, you know what, I'll go take these two. Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players, still does. He still respects the mid-range game. And, you know, at the beginning of the season, they were saying, well, why is he shooting so many threes? He said, well, it's open because they don't think I can shoot. But they were sagging off because they know if he gets to his spot, it's a bucket. I just think the way the game is being played and what we glorify these days, I just can't see the mid game coming back because that's what we grew up on.
Yes.
Like, man, 2 dribbles.
Yes.
Like, you had 2 dribbles to make your move. Pass it to get off the rock. Period.
Yes.
Or shoot it, pass it, something. And now you look at it's almost like baseball, where they said you got 3 true outcomes. Analytics has killed. Analytics is like the worst thing to happen in sports, in my opinion. I hate that.
Chico, keep the graphic up while he talks.
This is my get off my lawn moment.
Get on it.
You know, like as far as me being the oldest YN, but I'm gonna be just the old N today. Bro, in baseball, home runs, they don't hit for average no more. Like it's either in 2000 in baseball, there were over 26 players that hit over 300 in the National League alone. This year, there was like 4. That's insane. And it's because the analytics tell you get more bang for your buck if you swing for the fences. So we talk about 3 true outcomes. I think it's a home run, strikeout, or a walk. Like the 3 true outcomes. And they're telling you, don't even worry about it. Swing for the fences every time. Don't choke up. Don't choke up on the bat pose. That's what they own. So I think it's the same thing in basketball where analytics says, you know what? Either you take an easy shot, or if you're gonna shoot it, just shoot the 3 so you get more points. And the more 3s you shoot, if you shoot at a pretty good clip, you'll make up for the missed 2-pointer or the 2-pointer that you passed up because you'll hit 2 threes instead of missing a 2. So I think I with the way analytics has taken over, I just don't see it returning to the game that we know and love. What about you, Unc?
Yeah, I want to have the graphic up while we talk so people could visualize what you just said and what I think I'm about to say. Because I almost want to play some funeral music because I think the mid-range is dead. But if Crunk ain't dead, the mid-range ain't dead either.
Yeah.
I think it could be resuscitated.
Come on now, dog.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be resuscitated by money. Well, how by money, Neely? I did the Chico look off. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you how. The more you score, the more you make. The more valuable are your team is, based on the number of points you score. And the easiest place to score on any court in America, blacktop, hardwood, no matter. The easiest place to score was wherever some bitch ain't playing defense at. And if I look at that 2019 to 20 chart, I see a whole bunch of emptiness with me. They only defended the 3 and they only defended the paint.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up at the wing. I'm pulling up like 3 dribbles in past the baseline, a 3-point line. Because here's another thing about physics, y'all. And this ain't 100%, but it's pretty damn spot on. Long shots lead to long rebounds. Short shots lead to short rebounds. You can become the leading scorer and rebounder on your team by shooting mid-range. Because you don't even have to follow your shot chasing it. It's going to come right back to you. You shoot a 10-foot and miss, that somebody's going to bounce back about 8 feet right to you.
Right.
Yeah, and as soon as players learn that, like, okay, it's almost like how Steph stretched the floor and made a lot of this happen. Y'all got to understand what Steph Curry was essentially doing when he started doing it. He was shooting from where there was no defense. He was taking his open shot. So when I dribble across half court and y'all ain't gonna come out to meet me, I'm pulling up at logo because ain't no defense right here. And once that pendulum swings back and you begin to realize, oh damn, I can head fake a 3, take 2 dribbles in, 2 big steps in, and I'm essentially shooting a 15-footer with my stride, a free throw, and ain't no damn defense right here.
Yeah.
And because there's no defense right here, if I miss, the rebound mine.
Yeah.
Or even shorter shot because now my momentum is going in.
Right.
And some of the greatest shooters in history tell you, hey, man, scoring 20 points a game is real easy when you realize you ain't got to do numbers, go 5 points a quarter.
Right.
like I can go to the hall, shoot mid-ranges. I can literally get first by the Hall of Famer and a max pro contract deal shoot mid-ranges. But when you just look at the disparity in this graph, man, where did the mid-range shot go? It is like dead.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mike Dunleavy.
Chico.
Yeah.
If that was your shot chart, word on the street is in 2019 to 20, That was you shooting a hook shot from back there behind the 3-point line.
No, all of the hook shots in the paint and the 3-point line.
How true is that, Chico? The word on the street say you were shooting hook shots from out there.
Well, they were going in. That's the main thing. They were going in. Hook shot on the hand, Rick Barry, whatever. They were going in. But
shout out to Rick Barry. Hey, Chico no ball, dog. Shout out to Rick Barry. Yeah.
I know this though. I think it was Mike Dunleavy was the coach that really came with those analytics and talked about, we might as well take a shot from the key, just like Duke said. We might as well take a shot from inside the paint rather than taking them from the elbow, because if they broke it down in percentages, that's a low percentage shot compared to shooting it in the paint, or is about the same percentage shot as if you're shooting the three. You're gonna get more points of shooting the three. Might as well take the three. So that's when the 3 and key kind of offense came about, I think, with the Phoenix Suns back when they had Steve Nash and Q and all those guys. That was
Steve Nash with that fake ass MVP he won.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Kobe's, but yeah.
I digress. Dukes,
I digress.
it's on you. Damn,
Dukes went out.
Dukes became a W.
W Dukes in the building.
I don't know what to throw the dub.
Y'all been having a great intellectual conversation. You do not want me to come in here at this point of the day right now.
Well, I do have a you tell me that I can ask you, and we can ask Dukes when he get back.
Okay, let's go with it.
Man, you talk about return on investment, man. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics for a second. I shot you a little graphic on that too. I'm trying to talk slow and buy you some time.
Okay, the 36 million graphic.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 23 years ago, the Boston Celtics were bought for $360 million. Just the other day, it sold for $6.1 billion. 23 years later.
That's how you do business, right there, baby.
That's how you do business, Chico. Chico, I rented your ass for $5 and ain't been to get $1 back yet. So
why does this have to go to me? Why you can't stay intellectual?
I would have said Dukes, but Dukes ain't on the screen. So you finna get this work. You finna get this work. My question is, Chico and the Dukes when he rejoined, you tell me if there was a sports franchise that you could buy today, you got the bread. If there's a sports franchise you could buy today, you tell me which one would you buy and why?
You want Dukes? Oh, Dukes, you muted. You muted. There we go. You unmuted. Well, you were unmuted. If I'll go first, Dukes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the most valuable. Well, nah. You know what? I'm gonna probably go with either the most valuable one, the Cowboys, because it's only gonna increase in value, I think, over time, and especially if I can get the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm going to get the Cowboys. You know why? Here's why. They're already the most valued, but they haven't been winning in what, 25, 30 years. Imagine if we start winning, because the Patriots are, highly valued because they won championships. All the other teams on there because they won championships. The Cowboys are the Cowboys, America's team, because of marketing and branding and the 90s championships. They haven't won recently. If we bring a championship now or multiple ones and create a dynasty, then that valuation will only go up. So I'm going with the Cowboys.
I appreciate that. Let me give a shout out to Keisha and Love, because she eloquently pointed out to me, I just rented Chico out to the wrong person. That's all. That's why I only got $1 back for my $5.
Talk to him. She ain't lying.
Yeah.
Hold on. Chico, you got some bread?
Hey, dog, you ain't gonna be D-boying me, dog.
No, this is hypothetical bread when you got bumped off. This is hypothetical bread. He don't have no real bread.
Okay. I ain't know I'll dress.
Deuce and Scoop, you tell me if you could buy a franchise today, who would it be and why?
Falcons.
Yeah.
They need me. Like, they need me, bro. I'm gonna be the GM. I might be the coach. Well, I'm gonna get the Falcons, and we're gonna figure it out. Like, bro, like, I feel like it would bring Atlanta back if I got the Falcons, bro. Like, you give me the Falcons, dog. Like, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up residencies like Vegas. So we're gonna have a Beyonce residency in the Dome. So when the Falcons ain't at home, everybody fly to Atlanta the same way y'all fly out to same way you fly out to Vegas. Then we already
That's cold-blooded right there, dog. I got to give you another one on that one right there.
Second thing, so I'm gonna make my money back on the concerts. Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the churches that they tore down to build a dome. I'm gonna let them have I'm gonna give them like a suite, so they can have they can have the whatever they want to have, revival, you name it. But they gonna have a day at the church. I mean, a day at the dome. They can go get that ground back right. The Falcons, everybody want to talk about why the Falcons have such bad luck. Bro, you don't tear down no church to put no stadium over. They did it twice.
Ooh.
So that's the
black church at that.
Black church at that.
Well, you know it. Like that's the second thing I'm gonna do. And the third thing I'm gonna do, man, bro, first I'm gonna find out however I got to go get Shador Sanders. Bro, you go get Shador, make it right with Dion. And then we figure out. But this is deep in Atlanta. You feel me? I gotta go get Shador and figure out how to make it right. We get Primetime back in Atlanta. Yeah, right. Primetime Junior. Oh, it's all from there. So definitely the Falcons. That's why, and that's how I'm gonna do
it. Like that.
Deuce, I like that answer. Now, I would really like this, Chico. I appreciate the sound man. The sound man is kicking ass, but he got to turn it down just a little bit. Like we should be able to hear the thunder and still hear the person talking too. The sound man hit it, but we don't hear the damn thing.
Sound man excited, man. Thank you, sound man.
Man, I ain't even gonna say nothing. Go ahead, dog. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, Chico,
come on now, dog.
I paused for the come on, man. Like you ain't let it finish. So. Chico, you know I'm a diehard Cowboy, and I like your pick. I like your pick so much, I'm not gonna pick it. And then I'll tell you why I'm not gonna pick it. Dukes, love your pick, hometown boy, Atlanta Falcons. How can you go wrong? Other than if I were you, if you bring me on as a consultant, what we done did to them churches, we'll never get back right to the Lord. But what we can do is have Magic City in some of them suites. So I'm saying forget that revival night, and let's have Blue Flame on one side of the building, Magic City on another, and let's let them entertain the fans.
You ain't lying.
Man.
You can go see the Lord if you lead the game.
Man.
Now for me,
because
I believe Chico is right. And when you start winning, the value goes up. I'm going to pick me one of these low-value franchises where the expectations are not so great, but the city all the way live. I'm going to buy the New Orleans Saints.
Ooh, oh, man.
Okay.
Because New Orleans is a great city. I can get the franchise for it cheap, and all we got to do is win a couple times, and I'd have tripled my money overnight.
Look at your tag team partner tagging in.
Hey,
get them on.
So I'm just letting you know. And then I'm not going to stop there because everybody loves a good rivalry. I'm going to do all I can to outbid Deuce the Scoop to get Prime to come coach in New Orleans. Because that division rivalry between the Saints and the Falcons.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Prime is over here with us.
Man.
Woo.
Man, that's crazy.
It'll be like Scrooge McDuck just diving in the money vault, swimming in it.
Man. Speaking of swimming in the money, who had a better offseason than Stephon Diggs? You tell me. Stephon Diggs just hit 3 years, $69 million after everybody thought he was washed.
Yep.
And on top of that, he crashing on Cardi B. Like he's winning this offseason. You tell me, as an athlete, who have you seen have a better 6-month run on and off the field than Stephon Diggs?
Oh man, I give me a minute. I'm sure it's been a better one, but this one is hot now. Because when you add in Raw Dog and Cardi B, that kind of just takes it.
Dang, dog.
Huh?
Unbelievable.
I mean, she was pregnant once. What he gonna wrap up on somebody pregnant for? Like, what's the point of that?
Unbelievable. He doubled down.
Come on now, dog.
He doubled down on it, dog. Look at
I'm
Big
just
Pitt.
saying.
Look at your tag team partner, Big Pitt, right there, teaming in.
You got to go in when you go in. Ain't no the damage done.
Lord have mercy.
Hey. No, that's been an excellent run, man. Been an excellent run. Got the bag. Got bagged. You know, I'm thinking the only better time was when Chico was in that van videotaping with no windows. right.
Come on now,
Right,
dog.
ATL. That's the last time I can think of, boy.
Oh man. Hey, Chico, come back on, man.
Man, y'all were having a nice intellectual conversation, and then I come on the screen, and this is what happened. Unbelievable.
First of all, let me tell to the chat out there.
See what I'm saying? Watch this.
And let me tell the Duke scoop as well. This true, this real shit. This real talk, man. Duke hit us up and said, man, having some internet issues. I might be a little late. And I said, hey, Chico, we got to go worst case. He might not be able to make it. We don't know. So what you need to do, go put some clothes on, because Chico be producing butt naked when he ain't on. And so what he said, he told me and Dr. Bird, he said, oh, man, you sure right. Hold on. Let me go get dressed. When he don't expect to be seen, you don't want to see him. So he delayed the start about 90 seconds so he go get dressed from the waist up in case he had to come on camera.
This is true. This is true. Had a casting couch going on, Leon said.
But I can't say Raw Dog and Cardi B, but you can say casting couch.
He just said
Boy, the rules around here ain't got no consistency.
What time? What time is it?
47 after the hour.
Is it late night yet?
22 after the hour. 47.
I was about to say, what?
Is it late night yet?
22 after the hour.
Is it late night yet?
Is it late night yet?
We got a couple more you tell me. We got a couple more you tell me. Then it's late night.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my answer to that: a better 6-month run as an athlete on and off the field. I'm gonna go none other than Coach Prime. When they opened Club 21 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Man, look, I was young, but that's all you heard about. Dominique, Dion, both number 21, Coach Prime with the Falcons and the Braves, and the club in Atlanta, hanging with MC Hammer. I don't think they get no better than that.
They invented the walkthrough.
They invented the walkthrough.
Yeah, they invented the walkthrough. They didn't stay out at night. They just walked through, came in, got what they were gonna get a lead.
Yeah, man.
So that the DJ can say that they were in the club.
Yeah,
that's it.
They didn't leave alone.
Yeah. Ain't stay long. Yeah. I can honestly say, man, Coach Prime had Atlanta on lock. Like, even we knew about it. You know what I mean? Like, I was young. I might have been 3rd, 4th grade. Like, we knew about it.
Duke School, speaking of alone or not alone, there's a 39-year-old in the league leading his team in minutes, been leading the league in minutes for about 18 years, and his name ain't LeBron James. But why does Chris Paul not get any publicity for playing at the age he's playing at the level he's playing at? You tell me, are we not giving Chris Paul his due to be 39 years old and playing 30-plus minutes a night?
Yeah. We're not giving him his due. He's going crazy. Like, he's been going crazy. I don't know why. It's one of those things where it's like he just don't get he's like he's like who can I compare him to? Maybe like Jadakiss before the versus battle when everybody gave him his flowers. Like Jadakiss was just putting out consistent, like, you know, he consistent versus his whole career, but nobody really cared. Like, you know, like nobody considered him. You never heard Jadakiss in one of the greatest, like the GOAT conversation. When you talk about some of the sickest 16 bars, Jada was always right there. Think about the battle with Beanie Siegel, some of the best bars we ever heard, like as far as being an on-wax battle. He never got his just due. That's kind of who Chris Paul is to me. Like, you never hear him mention around the GOATs. All he does is come in and put up numbers, and he just continues to be what they call the point guard. But I don't know if it's the dirty play. I don't know what it is. He the Black John Stockton? Who knows? Like, you know, people mess with John Stockton, but they really don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if it's the brand of basketball he plays, but you're 1,000% right. He doesn't get the due that he deserves. What about you, Coach?
I'm gonna tell you, man. You said it how I was gonna start it right there at the end. You said it. Y'all got to understand something out here in chat land as you watch You Tell Me. In politics and in sports, likability is a mofo.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember, and y'all can too, when the triple-double was a major thing, when averaging a triple-double was the hallmark of a GOAT player, GOAT status. That's when Oscar Robertson did it. When Westbrook did it, oh, no, they don't mean nothing no more.
Right.
I can remember when leading the league in all-time baskets or all-time rebounds or all-time whatever category meant you were the best at that particular category. But let somebody do it that they don't like.
Right.
The point is, you're exactly right, man. Folks, for whatever reason, don't like Chris Paul.
They don't like him, bro.
They don't like him so much. Yeah, they found another Negro to State Farm. Like,
Damn.
be Chris Paul and Chris Paul, then they went just got another dude.
Yeah, it did.
The dude just don't poll well. I know he can be a quote unquote dirty player, whines. But what I see is a hell of a basketball player, one of the greatest point guards and assists and ball handlers all time. I don't see Chris Paul in the negative light. But when I sit back and watch journalists or talking heads or fans, man, it's clear a lot of people just don't like this dude.
Man, do you remember?
He's 39, leading the league in minutes, and it's like he might as well be playing in the G League of Japan because no one talks about it because they do not like him.
Man, do you remember when he was the darling of the league when he came in and his he was at Wake Forest and his granddad passed away and he went to score 61 to 63 to I forgot the exact number. Like Chris Paul wasn't always this Chris Paul. Like it's just like as people, and there's another and social media and social currency has become so important in our world because I feel like he's basically our age. He's like Isaiah Thomas in so many ways without the championships.
Yeah, but Dukes, remember a couple You Tell Me's ago when I talked about you have these events that happen in a person's life and then you got before it and after it.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Kanye West before Donde passed.
Ooh.
We got Antonio Brown before the Burfict hit. You got Chris Paul before and after the NBA blocks his trade to the Lakers. Like
I was gonna ask that.
Somewhere after that Lakers trade wasn't allowed to go through, it's like the world turned on this dude. And now maybe he turned on the world. Maybe he started. I don't know. But there's a different Chris Paul in history after that when he was trying to go from, he ended up with the Hornets and all that stuff in New Orleans. But from that moment in time forward, man, people don't like him.
Yeah. And you know what? His game don't translate to today. When Steph came, he changed the way point guards think. We don't think about point guards like when I grew up. It was the Stephon Marbury's. You could even go Robert Peck. Everybody wanted to know who was the coldest point guard. Like it was the thing. Who gonna cross you up? Jay, White Chocolate. I mean, it was just so much about being the point guard. It was a swag that came along with it. Now, bro, if you ain't got no strap, which means you can shoot, you ain't got no strap. They don't care. And Chris Paul can shoot it, but he really don't have a strap like that. So his game don't translate to the young folks.
Big Pitt says no one from San Antonio gets publicity on. I hear you, Big Pitt, but what about Tony Parker? What about Manu Ginobili? What about Tim Robinson? Tim Duncan, David Robinson? Like, man, shit, the Rifleman. Like, it's been some dudes.
Wemby gonna be the face of the league.
Rifleman.
Yeah, it's been some dudes in San Antonio get some shine now. And that's why I'm telling you, this right here is deliberate. Like, this is intentional. Somebody has made a call. Somebody has said, hey, we need somebody for this event. What about Chris? Oh!
All those big old women eating those
churros. I'll tell you one thing. If I ain't learned nothing else, where smoke is fire.
It's on.
Do you think do y'all think it happened in 2013 when he became the president of the Players Association?
Could have been.
And had to go through all that stuff. That was that was like a year or two after the Lakers trade.
Hey, dog, like they said in the Batman movie, you either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. And Chris Paul didn't live long enough to become the villain, man.
You ain't lying.
But shout out to Chris Paul. 18, 19 years in the league, leading the Spurs in total minutes played. Should be right there being discussed. Every time Braun do something, Paul should be discussed too. Because I'm over 40 and I don't even want to get out of this chair. So
Uncle Dukes, you tell me, will Chris Paul ever win the championship? Will he play long enough to win one? Will he ever win?
No, it's over. No, it's over.
Damn.
Well, let me wait. Unless he does something like, y'all remember when Malone and Gary Payton went to the Lakers, it didn't work, but they tried to hop on somebody that was going to guarantee you win one and win one. Unless he does something like that from an 8th man role, Chris Paul would not win the championship as a starter. Like that,
GP went on to win one with the Heat after that, right? Yep.
Yeah, I think it was with the Heat when they got it. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, but that Paul would have to do something like that. It's as far as him starting and no, it's over.
Now, if Chris Paul won't get one, it won't be the Chris Paul we know. All right, you tell me, we're gonna switch gears here. You got to defend the world. It's you. You can pick any Marvel, DC, cartoon character, any hero from any lore. Who are you taking to defend the world from whoever's coming to attack us?
Thanos with the stones.
Thanos with the stone.
Yeah. You control space, time, reality. There's nothing you can do to us that we can't undo. It's nothing you can throw at us that we can't stop.
Man, I like that. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange.
Same reason. Same reason.
I wasn't going with Doctor Strange. I was really gonna go with Superman. But after that, I thought about it. I said, man, because Doctor Strange could really just go back.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you did what? All right.
Yeah.
Make that
See,
little
the thing about Thanos and Doctor Strange, we can win the fight without fighting. With Superman, we got to fight to win.
We got to fight to win.
With Thor, we got to fight to win. Like with Thanos and Doctor Strange, like we ain't got to fight. We just undo what they did.
We got to fight. It boom. All right.
I got one for you. That's for the culture.
Okay.
We as a people, black folks.
Yeah.
Wow.
We get mad.
Chico.
We get mad when somebody else black ain't done something black that we think they should have done by now. For instance, Duke's, you a hell of a spades player. You get mad when you find out somebody can't play spades.
Oh, man.
We're going to make this a movie instead of spades or card games. You tell me, Dukes, what movie do you get mad about if another black person ain't seen?
5 Heartbeats. Yes, I ain't seen the 5 Heartbeats. I don't want to talk to you. Bruh, listen. That's my favorite movie. I used to, my 3 favorite movies, I could never choose between. It was always Harlem Nights, The Last Dragon, and The 5 Heartbeats. The 5 Heartbeats is so good that I won't watch The Temptations. That's how good it was to me. 5 Heartbeats is my movie. Now, I got movies that I should have seen, and we can get to that later. But my movie, that if you say I ain't seen it and I don't want to talk no more, it's The 5 Heartbeats. You tell me, what's your movie?
Woo, man, I'm gonna have to flip a coin between Life and Friday. If you black and you ain't seen Life or Friday, I'm gonna really question your 23andMe. I need to see some DNA.
23, you went crazy, man.
Yeah, I got something ain't right. You lying somewhere.
Yeah.
Chico, what you got?
Oh, you already know what it is for me.
The color
life. Real life. A thing that we have been denied for far too long. Good morning, my neighbors.
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Period.
Coming to America. Hey, Chico, you can get your ass off the screen, man. Good.
Yes. I ain't going nowhere now. I'm here. Nappy hair and all. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How your mama doing?
Hey, mama. Hey, tell me this. Name one movie that people will be surprised you haven't seen. Black cinema.
Oh, you know what? I don't know about movie, but I can name a lot of TV shows. So, like, watch this.
Martin.
I ain't seen an episode of what's that one y'all be watching, Queen Sugar? I ain't never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. I ain't never seen an episode of it's some what's this, them Tyler Perry ones, them regular series type. I
ain't watched none of them.
I ain't seen never seen an episode.
I ain't watched none of them.
I've never seen The Wire.
Oh, Chico.
You never seen The Wire?
Now, see,
Oh, man.
I knew I was gonna get that reaction.
Get your ass out of here.
Blackish. I've never watched that
Bro,
one.
I never watched Roots.
You know, from an anger perspective, I can understand it. You probably don't need to watch it. You about to whoop a mofo here talk about your Cartier, so I know you don't need to watch Roots.
He ain't lying.
Hey man, this true story, dog. I watched Rosewood, and bro, it was hey bro, I had a bad day the next day. Trust me. Like I watched Rosewood in the 6th grade, dog, and I got suspended straight up. Like, but you want to talk about militant going through the hallway, dog? Straight up, like you did what? You said what? Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah. Rosewood was my one that just. Okay, boom. Here go. This is my last one. You know, these guys type of questions. I love this type of stuff. What movie brought out the most emotion in you? Sad, happy, joy, whatever. I don't care what kind of movie it was. What movie brought out the most emotion in you?
I got it because I am who I am. Hip hop saved my life, and I'm born and raised in the hip hop culture. And I'm of the age range where I was literally coming of age doing this coming of age movie. And man, I just can't even put in the word. I'm sitting here like really now about to get shook up about it. I cannot put in the words what I felt when the police killed Radio Raheem on Do the Right Thing.
Ooh.
Like dude, it was like that was a friend of mine.
Chico, why'd you laugh? Chico cracked the hell up.
Oh,
what's wrong? That's a sensitive moment.
This is the same Negro who broke a window at a black church in Alabama. I'm not expecting him to understand where I'm coming from.
Come on now.
Chico cracked the hell up.
He not only broke a church window, it was a black church window and in Alabama. So you want me to think he gonna show Radio Raheem some sympathy?
Hey, Chico is dying laughing. Chico, what's up, man? No.
He speaks better, dog.
Chico, what's up, man? He cried.
Let me get off the camera. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry. My dog said Radio Right.
I stand by it. I stand by it. I stand by it.
Yeah, you still what the hell, Chico? Hell sound, man.
Radio Raheem was a mofo, man. Love.
Man.
Hate.
Man. You know, this is gonna sound crazy. You know, I'm like a Marvel. I love Marvel movies, dog. But when Thanos had to throw Gamora off the ledge to get what he wanted.
Yeah.
That I was going through something at the time where it was like, bro, I had to give up everything I was doing and how I was living my life in order to make some decisions. You feel me? Yeah. And it was kind of like, I was like, bro, like it was some stuff that I used to love to do that I had to give up because it was a bigger picture. And that part always stuck out to me. Like I watch it sometimes now, like because I know like emotionally, when you make changes and you do stuff that's outside of your own, and you got to sacrifice things that you love or you like or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? People like, you know, that was a touching moment. I just watched it the other day, dog. That was a touching moment. So
one more I love about that scene is how the Red Skull saw Thanos crying, but she didn't. And she was like laughing, like, oh man, shit, he ain't crying, he don't love nothing. And then she realized, like, oh, it's me he finna sacrifice. Like, oh, yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Had that one tear, but he had to go. Man, it was
he came too far at that point. Gotta go.
It was over with. Nah, he and he loved her. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it ain't that he didn't love her, but you know, he had a bigger purpose he had to go take care of. And sometimes like that's gonna get in the way. Your purpose, like when you talk about real true destiny and real responsibility, how you feel comes secondary. So
but Duke's like even us sitting right
here
in live broadcast, you were doing something completely different a year ago on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
You had to give that up. You had to throw that over the side of the cliff to do what you're doing now on Tuesday nights. Like it's about sacrifice.
No, for sure, man. That's what the world about, man. Like, not even to go on the tangent, but if I ain't learned anything when my mom died, it was that. Because I used to always being completely honest. So I grew up. Me and my mom was like click tight, right? And my dad, my dad was around. He was in the street though, so I seen him, but I ain't seen him like I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So I always wonder, like, I used to be asking God, like, man, why you lit? You know, because soon when mama died, I started popping. And I was like, on the sports. And I was like, I always wanted to know, like, God, why you lit? And I don't mean no disrespect. Like, I love my daddy. You feel me? But I was like, dang, my daddy he's 82. You feel me? Like, no, it wasn't on nobody bingo card that my pops was gonna outlive my mama. You feel me? And I used to be asking and questioning, like, man, everybody who got to see me ball out, my mama didn't. And we was like this, bro. You feel me? Like, you know, and what I learned was, bro, sacrifice is her giving up the things that she wanted to do and giving up her life for me to be able to ball. You feel me? That's like true sacrifice. That's real parenting. That's like really, that's that agave love they talk about. So that's why I make decisions based on my son more than anything in the world. Like, whatever it is.
Hey, Chico, you can stop that damn moaning shit in the background. You effed up with the laughing on Radio Raheem. Don't try to get back in here like you understand with some damn amen corner bullshit back there.
Duke, I felt you, dog. But
hey, get your ass.
Duke said his mama. You talk about some damn Radio Raheem.
He said, "Move it, boy."
I want to be like Radio Raheem. No, my brother.
That wasn't even the question, you dumbass.
That was my big brother.
Now the N word coming next. Now keep on. Keep on. I'm gonna call you what I really want to call you.
I wanted to be Radio. Oh, just like, go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry.
See, Chico, it's gonna be bad on the morning run. I ain't gonna help you tomorrow, bro.
It's gonna be real bad.
It's gonna be bad tomorrow, bro. I ain't gonna cap you down, Chico. It's gonna be bad tomorrow.
Y'all think Juju got hurt? Wait till y'all see the style on Chico in the morning. So he getting his hip check.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keisha and Love. Let's see how true whack ass Chico is not laughing about Radio Raheem. This girl cried when Kermit the Frog got married to Miss Piggy. Hell. Keisha and Love. When I was 8 years old, I watched the Muppets movie and Kermit marrying Miss Piggy. I cried for a day because I love Kermit. What you got to say, Chico?
I said that's. I see your taste has really evolved.
You trying to get some? See?
No, her taste has really evolved. She used to like Kermit the Frog. Now she like the biggest dog. You feel me?
Pop it, champ. Go ahead, champ.
It's all about Keisha Love.
Chico, get on screen, Chico. You might well go on profit, man.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, he good. Let him stay. Where his ass at.
Yeah. No, that's hard though. I like it.
Hey, but just we do got to tell y'all this as y'all look for the morning run tomorrow morning, where we say it's morning somewhere. We got Chef Carl Solomon coming on, running back Dallin Hayden coming on, and also special teams coordinator Coach Michael Pollard coming on. Got 3 guests.
My main man
coming for your mind.
Yeah, man.
Right.
She said she's still crying. Keisha Love's still crying over Kermit.
If y'all have any questions for the morning run, y'all get ready and put them in the chat so we can get to them.
But I'm not surprised somebody would cry over Kermit and have a crush on Chico.
I was waiting on you to relate those two, but you know,
they about in the same damn family. Somebody got to stick a hand up their ass to make them talk.
Boy, hey man.
And they can't read aloud.
What else? Keep going up.
Chico.
Hey, Chico.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Chico.
Lakers are fine. Lakers are fine.
Chico. Hey, my dog. Hey, boy, you should have got on Radio Raheem. That was sad, man. Chico cracked up, bro.
Man, tears coming out his eyes laughing about Radio Raheem.
Yeah, that was sad, dog. Chico died laughing. Shout out,
man.
Chico.
Radio Raheem was Brooklyn's finest, man.
He still laughing.
But dog said Radio Raheem, dog. Boy, that was so funny. I wasn't expecting that one. And then I can see how you probably
from a movie.
I know, man. I know. You just had to tell you back to Radio Raheem.
Who your black ass picking? Let's see your choice.
Chico, yeah, you ain't say what movie made you emotional, Chico. It can be any emotion.
You said any type of emotion. I'll say this.
Grandmama made whooping his ass about that window.
I'll say this. I went to see The last movie I went to see was the Bob Marley movie that came out, and I cried 3 times in that movie, man. I mean, like not cry but got sad 3 times in that movie.
Did you cry?
Something like that.
Why did you don't say you cry?
I was laughing. That's what made me cry. My eyes watery now. That's what it was.
You laughed at the Bob Marley movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie, man. Great movie. I had seen many documentaries on Bob Marley. I had studied Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? So I knew the story, and then when I saw the movie and they went in depth in a lot of those scenes and things like that, it kind of caught me. So yeah, the Bob Marley movie, the recent
What made
one.
you cry?
T. Voltage said when Big Mama died on Soul Food, they took her foot.
Yeah. You say what she calls that.
Hey,
so it was that.
But what brought the emotion out in particular? I ain't even trying to be funny.
I think when he sung the love song to Rita, his first wife, the mother of his most of his kids. I think when he passed away, and there was another scene.
What
in
about
the movie. I
was
can't
at the
remember
beach?
that one.
What about was at the beach playing soccer, and that Negro mongoose ran across?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's what it was, man. Just a couple of those different scenes like that. That's all.
And shout out to the Marlins, man, because growing up, man, my favorite
I
linebacker
thought you
was
said shout out to a mongoose. I thought you said shout out to a mongoose.
No,
shout out to the Marlins. You say your favorite linebacker was Rohan?
Yeah, growing up, yeah, I used to like Rohan, man.
Speaking of Marley, very good friend of Warren Sapp, teammate of Warren Sapp in Miami, and Warren Sapp Wednesdays with Warren will be live tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we got a full day packed tomorrow, man. We got a full day packed tomorrow. We got Wednesdays with Warren. We have 3 guests on the morning run. Live. Both shows live.
Hey, if you ain't on the pregame network tomorrow, you ain't nowhere.
Got Radio Raheem joining us live.
New shows coming.
I know who not to tell no bad news when I got some.
Who?
But
come on,
why you?
Come on, man. You know I wouldn't.
That's a sign of autism.
I wouldn't laugh at.
No, man. No. Chill out, y'all.
You know I wouldn't laugh at nothing like that. I was laughing. Just visualizing.
Somebody laughing at sad news is on the spectrum. We don't cheat on the spectrum, dog. It's all right.
Anyways, man, go ahead. I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
You got to take yourself off camera, laughing at something sad.
I was crying.
He ain't got no empathy gene. That's why he broke that one in the church and didn't say nothing of it. He ain't regretted till that belt hit his ass. Then all of a sudden, but before then, he was laughing about it.
Now you bring back trauma. I need to go smoke a cigarette or a cool.
That's the worst whoop. Hey, Chico, that's the worst whoop you ever got.
Probably so. Probably one of the last ones too. I ain't need no more after that, dog.
So
that was personal to my grandmama, man. That was why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about old?
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell y'all the story because we're at hour 13, but I will tell it one day. But I am gonna say the worst ass whooping I got as a kid. Me and my brother called it the multi-jurisdictional ass whooping. We got an ass whooped in Jackson. Got loaded into a car, drove 45 minutes to my grandma's house, got out the car. My mama told my grandmama the story, got mad again and whooped the ass again. And we got ass whooped in 2 different counties for the same thing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, multi-jurisdictional ass whooping. It should be against the law. Like we've already paid our debt to society in Hines County. How you gonna whoop our ass in Simpson County when we ain't do nothing but cry all the way down here?
Man. That's tough. Simpson County to Simpson Road.
Simpson Road.
A place where O.J. Simpson vacationed out here in Hawaii, Mississippi to Atlanta. I'm gonna let y'all end y'all show. I'm gonna get off the camera because all the ladies going crazy right now. All right, we out of here. Well, I'm out of here.
Crazy. Boy, Chico,
all the ladies in the back.
It's been an hour 15, Dukes. You know, we ain't got no schedule, but we do have a life.
Yeah,
we appreciate the chat coming in here strong. Right at 300 watching live. Oh, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Be real and hit that notification bell because I'm telling you, we got some live shows coming in the next 36 hours you don't want to miss. We're going to be back on next Tuesday with You Tell Me Live with Uncle Neely and Philip Dukes to Scoop. But between now and then, what we got the morning run on Wednesday with special guest Dalen Hayden.
That's a tough name to say right there. It's kind of tongue twisting, but Dalen Hayden. You got to say it like that.
I thought you were gone.
You're right. I'm out of here. Peace of the Middle East here.
And Chef Carl Solomon. Then Friday, Morning Run. We got Coach Jason Phillips, wide receiver coach, and Kadero Hodge of the Atlanta Falcons, who just made his first Pro Bowl this year. Thursday night in between those, Uncle Chico live. And then, man, next week we'll be back in Boulder because spring practice starts back on April 1st with Pro Day, and Dukes will be there. I think Dukes, you coming out?
Yeah, I'll be there, man. I'll be out
Friday.
Tuesday. Yep.
We'll be doing some shows from Boulder together.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be out there the whole week. It'll be fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
So,
Blaze one for the nation. We up out of here. Peace to the Middle East.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I got a good one.
Oh, I thought my bad. I got
a good one today.
My bad.
Gotta end with
Chico had messed me up.
It's all good.
Raheem, he threw my mojo off. Y'all know how we always end the show. We ended on a positive word from Duke to Scoop. Duke to Scoop, floor is yours.
Man, this came from this is about accountability. They say, man, MLK he used to say, man, the man can't ride your back if your back ain't bent.
Ooh.
That means if you feel like you're being mistreated, right? And you say, you know what? Well, every time I come to work late, y'all say something to me, but when Johnny come to work late, y'all don't say nothing. Well, the answer to the problem is the what? Don't come to work late. Yeah. The man can't ride your back if your back not bent. So take some accountability for what you're doing in every situation, man, and see how your life changed for those people trying to figure it out. That's all I want to say.
He ain't lying.
You reminded me of American Gangster when Tango wanted Frank Lucas to pay that 20%, and Frank ain't want to pay it, and Tango said, "Don't sell dope, Frank. Like if you don't want to pay it, don't sell dope." Bring your back up. Can't nobody ride your back. Deuce Scoop, Uncle Neely, you tell me, Big Dog Chico, check us out of here into the morning room.
I can't figure this out. Like help me out. I'm trying to understand, dude. What the hell is going on?
Dropping a new mixtape tomorrow. My favorite diss track. Gonna be called Big Dog Chico. Coming out. Title track. Brady right here, named me. Got another track called Chicken Lights. Rolling out with PWI, Afro Central Town. 3 tracks on the mixtape. Live Chico.
Wow, y'all got a whole F Chico diss track. It's all good.
I ain't got one.
Yeah.
No, Chico ain't got no diss record, man. You know, I just like music.
He gonna bring back out P Dukes, the old school rapper, man. He gonna bring back out them bars for me, dog. Don't do it.
I'm bringing back every rapper that you'd have asked for a ride or rode in the back of a van with a video camera is making guest appearances on this diss tape.
Chico, get him back, dog.
It's all good. Do your thing, do your thing.
Hey man, shout out to Ronnie James.
You still alive, fool?
We ain't even talk about Ronnie James, and we ain't even talk about Russell Wilson signing. We do that tomorrow morning, man.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that tomorrow morning. Y'all be ready, man. Tomorrow morning is going down in a major way. You tell me. Back with another one.
I can't figure this out. Like help me out. I'm trying to understand. Dude, what the hell is going on?
Get a monk.
So that's the name of the partnership. You tell me.
Get a monk.
I said, yeah. He tried to take the you don't know nothing. I'm live. Taking PWI and I back ass out. Live. Yeah, Chico.
Oh, said, huh.
Hey,